Hello friend, welcome to Marine Engineering Hub. This is our narrator, Chief Engineer Ravi Gupta. Today we'll talk about dry dock. In today's video, we'll learn that what is a dry dock, why we need a dry dock. After that, we'll learn that what regulations of Solas make mandatory dry dock and what are the maintenance carried out in dry dock. After that, we'll try to understand that what are the type of dry docks. Means they are basically 5 types, and we will go through each type of dry dock construction, and we will try to learn based on the detailed application, uniqueness and industry use each of a dry dock type. Today video is going to be interesting, and this is part 1 of a dry dock series. In the upcoming video, I will be making that what are the type of dry dock survey and what are the things you need to do before dry dock and what are the things you need to do after dry dock, and like that other videos. So friend, this is a part 1 of our dry dock, and please watch till end to know about the rules and regulation and introduction about the dry dock. Friends, those who are watching the video first time in Marine Engineering Hub, I want to tell you that Marine Engineering Hub is a platform which make video like this, which will be beneficial for examination, oral and for the interview purpose. So please do subscribe, please do share, and please like the video. Your one subscription helps us a lot. Those who are preparing for examination of MU class 1, 2 or 4, you can join our channel and watch the video, lot of videos which are yet to be released, which will be beneficial for your examination purpose. Now let's start the today video of a dry dock. The first question which is asked in our examination is that what do you mean by dry dock? So if the surveyor asks you a question that what do you mean by a dry dock, you must use these 3 words in your explanation. A dry dock is a structure area where we are doing the construction, repair and maintenance of a merchant vessel. So this is a dry dock area. This is the wall of a dry dock, and this is the block on which the ship is sitting. This is a ship whose dry dock is almost finished and it has been painted, and now it will be go out at sea. So as you know that you can see 2 area, one is a black area, one is a red area. This red area maximum time is inside the water, and hence this will only come out of water after a certain period of time when the ship is coming to a dry dock. After that, the ship other equipment also need a maintenance and overall to ensure the smooth running of ship. For that reason we need a dry dock. So what we are doing in dry dock? We are doing construction, we are doing repair, and we are doing the maintenance. What we are constructing? We are constructing any metal plate or any plates which have rusted and thinned down, that we are constructing. We are doing the maintenance of a machinery such as the crane, winch and lot of anchor and lot of like that other machinery equipments and things. Now why do we need a dry dock? As I told you that the vessel when enter a dry dock, the water which are basically when the vessel enter a dry dock, it fill with water. It means that the water will be filled up to this area. The water will be filled up to this area, whole thing will be filled up to this area, and after that slowly the whole water will be pumped out by the help of a large pump, and the vessel will sit on this block. So basically what is happening, this is a dock, and normally the water will be filled to this level and the vessel will enter the dock. Slowly we will pump out the water, and the water will start to decrease, and slowly a point will come when the full water will pumped out and it will sit in this block which is provided here. Why we are coming to dry dock? We are coming to dry dock to carry out the examination of a part which are exposed to seawater for a long period of time, which are exposed for a long period of time to seawater, and therefore it need a maintenance. Now the question in the examination is asked that which Solas regulations talks about a dry dock interval. So Solas chapter 1 regulation 10 talks about the dry dock. It tells that in a span of a 5-year period, means in a span of a 5-year period, you need to go at least twice in a dry dock. It means suppose this is a 0, this is a 5. So in 5-year period you need to go to a dry dock. It means if it is 2010, then you should have must have a one dry dock between 36 months, that is 2012 to 2013, and second dry dock you should must have in 2015. So it means in a period of 5 years you should have at least 2 dry dock interval, and the between 2 at least maximum gap of 36 months, that is 3 years. So Solas chapter 1 regulation 10 talks about the dry dock requirement of a merchant vessel, that is twice within a 5-year period of time, and an intermediate survey within 36 months, that is 3 years at earliest, that is 2.5 to 3 years within you have to go to again a dry dock. Now what we are doing in dry dock, we are carrying out a underwater inspection. That underwater inspection is basically carried in either in a dry dock or in the underwater survey, in order to ensure that the lower part of a ship is in good condition. So the lower part of ship, this is the lower part of a ship, these are basically in sea most of the time. In dry dock it's coming out of a sea. So in order to ensure that these parts are good, we need to carry out a survey whenever the ship is in dry dock. Now in some cases there is underwater survey where you don't need to take out the ship to the dry dock, you can do it the survey by the help of a divers. The divers will come with a camera, and a classification society guy sitting on the bridge, he can visualize through the monitor and check and carry out the inspection. Now what maintenance generally we do in the dry dock? As I told you, the maintenance is based on the interval period of time, but more frequently we will do the maintenance on propeller, rudder, and the shaft, on all that will do, and the hull, because this hull is subjected to a very harsh environment, that is the seawater. Seawater basically, as you know, damage the iron product, and hence we need to carry out the thickness measurement every dry dock, ensure how much the thinning down of a metal is happening. Now for passenger vessel, the dry dock is basically done annually, and in a means the bottom need to be inspected annually in for a passenger vessel, and it need to dock every 5 years. So now we know that why we need dry dock, what is dry dock, and what is the underwater survey. Now let's talk about type of dry dock. Now there are various type of dry dock. So what is a dry dock? Dry dock is a point where we are doing the repair of a vessel based on the construction, repair, and maintenance. These 3 words you need to learn. Now there are 5 different type of dry dock: graving dock, floating dock, marine level dock, ship lift, and marine mobile lift. Each is having its own advantage and uniqueness. So let's come to the first type, graving type dry dock. So what is the graving type dry dock? It is basically a type of dry dock in which the permanent structure, this is a permanent structure such as of concrete and stone is made in a shape of a rectangular. So if the wall is made of rectangular shape and it is permanent in structure, like here you can see it is permanent in structure and it is rectangular. It is rectangular means it is like this. So this type of dock is called graving type of dock. Basically when the ship enter, after that the water is drained and when it sit on block and then the maintenance is start. The application of this type of drydock is that this type of dock is basically carry out the maintenance and major repair of a large vessel such as the merchant vessel, cargo ship, tanker and naval ship. So most of the dock in an industry which are carrying out the maintenance of a merchant vessel are doing in a permanent type of structure known as graving type. Okay. So what is the uniqueness of this type of dock is that it is stable. Why it is stable? Stable in a sense that it is made permanently on the shore of a bank of a river or a sea. It means that the structure is permanent, so it will not get affected based on the weather, and when the gate is closed no water will get ingress. Hence once a ship is docked it will be stable. It is best suited therefore for a long term project, and it is basically in industry it is frequently been used during the shipyard building, during the maintenance, and if any type of retrofitting we are doing in this type of drydock. Recently the ballast water treatment system is been inducted all over the world. So most of the ship, big merchant vessel during the drydock period have done all this in the graving type dock. Now the other uniqueness or industry use is that because it is situated on the side of a river bank or a sea, it is easily accessible for a supply, spare and massage service. It means that it has got a permanent structure, so the truck or a vehicle can come with a spare from the shore directly to this on board without any hassle, and hence it is easily accessible for spare, machine and other services. Now the second most popular, the first most popular is graving type. The second most popular is the floating type drydock. Now what do I mean by floating type? So the whole structure is made up of steel, and this whole structure what it will be, first it will be like this lower down, and after slowly it will pump out the water and it will come up here, and the water will pump out and it will come up with whole water getting drained. So what will happen, suppose we want to do a floating type dock. So basically it's floating in water, the vessel will come inside, means first the platform will be on this side and the vessel will come inside, and after that once the vessel is come inside it will slowly be raised. How it is getting raised is pumping its water out by dock closing the gate, and what will happen once the water is out it will get up and the ship will sit on this block. So submersible structure, it is type of a submersible structure which can lower itself. So it is the only type of dock which can lower itself, and it will float in and then drain to lift the ship out. The main advantage of this floating type is that it can be moved to a different location. It means that it is not necessary that you need to do a drydock to a permanent A place. Now suppose you are in A place and you want to do a drydock, so you have to go to a B place if it is a graving type dock, because graving type dock is a permanent structure. Now suppose if you want to do a drydock in a place itself, you can do it by floating type because it is movable, it can come from point B to point A. So that is the advantage. Now its application is that, the first application is that if you have any emergency repair. So as you know, this permanent structure dry dock is basically booked before you want to do any maintenance. It means it's a pre-planned booking. Means if you want to do a dry dock, you have to book it 1 year 6 months before. You have to inform the dock and they will book a slot for you and then you can go. But suppose you have sudden rupture downside, any certain hull plate has got damaged because of collision something, and you need emergency repair. So what you will do? You can do it in a floating type dock. It is also suitable for a port with a limited space where we don't need permanent graving. The uniqueness of this dock is that it is flexible and it can be relocated. And in industry, it is basically where it is used. It is used where there is a high maritime activity such as Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Houston. You can find, and in China, the Shandong, Guangzhou, all that region where the high maritime activities, you can find this type of dock. The second advantage, now if in examination they ask you that suppose there is some salvage operation and you want to do a docking of that salvage ship, so where you will do? You will go to a floating type dock. As I have told you, in case of any emergency repair, you can do it in a floating type dock. So salvage vessel, emergency repair, all are done in this floating type dock. The another advantage of this type of dock is that it is cheaper to maintain compared to the graving dock, and you can sell it and you can get a high leasable return. And but it has gotten problem. The problem is that depending upon the size, as you know that the whole thing is getting drained and again getting lifted up, so it has got a size restriction. It can be used for only medium size vessel. It cannot be used for a very large cruel carrier or ultra cc. It can be used for a medium type size vessel or ferries or a small cargo ship. So what is a floating type dock? Now you know. Now let's come to third type, that is a marine rail dock. So what is rail dock? As you have seen the rail, there is a platform in which the whole dock will move up and down, and it is type of inclined structure. It means the structure is like this, inclined structure. Compared to the sea, it is an inclined structure, and the ship will come and it will come on this, and after that slowly with the help of a rail it will go up out of a water. So now you can see here the ship is coming, a small ferry is coming, it has been landed on this, and slowly with the help of a rail it will pull with this rope. There is one rope and it will come on this direction and will come out of the water. So it's like a ramp like structure where the ship is hauled out of a water with the help of a rail track. The application of this type of marine rail dock is that it is used for a small to a medium size vessel such as tugboat, fishing boat, and that. It is very come handy for doing any painting, inspection, or for any maintenance of this type of ship. Uniqueness wise, it is simple, it is very cost effective, and it requires very less area. It is also a permanent type of structure, but this can be only be used for small size vessel. Why? Because it consists of a rail type structure which need a pulling. You can see a rope which they are now pulling. Now for that pulling you need one motor and one high power machine which you need to pull it. So it can pull to a certain amount. Okay, so in order to pull by certain amount you need certain high power machine, and that has got a restriction, and for that you need have a size restriction. So it is used basically in small port and shipyard service for a smaller vessels. So marine rail dock is basically came handy for fishing boat, tugboat and other small type of boat for doing the maintenance and inspection. Now the fourth type is a ship lift dry dock. It is a new type of marvel engineering structure. So what is basically happening? Like in a floating dock, the whole structure was submerged and after that is pumped out. Here what is happening? The structure is basically not submerged, the platform is submerged, and with this help of a hoist we are, after the ship is inside the platform, we are pulling up the hoist and the whole ship along with the platform coming up. So it is like a elevator platform to lift the ship up out of a water to transfer it to a land based facility. It is basically come handy for doing any maintenance and repair for medium to a large type of ship, and ideal for using where the land space are basically limited. Uniqueness is that it is automated and it need to do the synchronization. It means that now when this dock is getting lifted by this hoist, so this hoist need to synchronize it perfectly so that the platform doesn't get like inclined like this or this. If the one get slack and one get pull, so these two need to synchronize perfectly so the platform remain straight while coming up. After that, these are the modern design and basically popular in a passenger type of vessel due to operational speed. Now this is the last type, that is a marine mobile lift, that is known as travel lift. As you can see, it basically consists of a mobile crane or a gantry system which help to pull a small type of ferry boat out of a water. Okay, so the application is that it's very quick lifting for smaller boat like yacht, fishing boat or patrol craft. Means any petrol craft or fishing boat or yacht you want to take out of water, you can use this mobile gantry crane. Uniqueness is that it is fully mobile, it can transfer from one place to other and it require minimal structure. Industry wise, it is basically preferred for carrying out the maintenance of small ship, and it is basically used in a small scale industry or maritime sector. So if anybody asks you to classify the dry dock in based on size, you can say that the graving type is basically used for mostly large type of vessel and medium size and every type vessel. The floating type can be used for a medium type of vessel, and the marine rail can be used for fishing boat, tugboat and other type. And for small type ferries, for passenger type we are using ship lift. For small type yacht, petrol boat or fishing boat we are using marine mobile lift. So friend, in today's video we have learned that what are the type of dock and how each have is got uniqueness, application and industrial use. So this you can use in your written exam, this you can write in your oral and you can tell in oral also. So I hope I have given you something. So please to subscribe, please do share a video with your friend, colleague in a social media platform, in a WhatsApp story, and please do follow in Instagram, Facebook and YouTube also.